What if the soap you've been buying your entire life was never necessary? What if there was something growing right now, possibly in your backyard, that cleans better, costs nothing, and has been scientifically proven to kill bacteria more effectively than commercial soap? And what if the billion-dollar soap industry knew about it and spent decades making sure you never found out? Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you changes everything. This isn't a wellness trend. This isn't a TikTok hack. This goes back 5,000 years. Ancient Egyptians used it. Roman soldiers carried it into battle. Indigenous tribes across 6 continents independently discovered the exact same thing, without ever communicating with each other. That's not coincidence, that's truth. And in 2022, researchers at the University of Geneva published findings confirming what ancient civilizations already knew, that certain plant-based saponins outperform synthetic surfactants in pathogen removal without a single toxic byproduct. NASA documented it. Ethnobotanists have studied it for decades. Traditional medicine systems, from Ayurveda to traditional Chinese medicine, built entire hygiene protocols around it. The knowledge was never lost. It was buried. Here's something the industry doesn't want you doing the math on. The global soap and body wash market is worth over $55 billion a year. $55 billion, and it grows every single year. Not because we're getting dirtier, but because they've engineered dependency. Synthetic fragrances that fade, formulas that strip your skin's natural oil so you feel like you need to use more, packaging designed to run out. It's not a hygiene product. It's a subscription you never signed up for. They didn't bury the natural alternative because it failed. They buried it because it worked too well, because it grows from the ground, because it costs nothing, because once you know how to use it, you never need to buy soap again. And a product that you never need to buy again is a product no corporation can monetize. Think about that. What happens next is going to make you furious, and then free. Let me take you somewhere. It's 1890. Rural Punjab, a small village with no market, no pharmacy, no store. A mother needs to wash her family's clothes. She needs to clean wounds on her son's arm after he fell near the cattle fields. She needs to bathe her children before the harvest festival. She doesn't walk to a store. She walks to a tree, a soapberry tree, known locally as Retha. She collects the dried fruit, golden, slightly sticky, the size of a marble. She crushes a handful against a wet stone, and within seconds, something extraordinary happens. Foam. Rich, thick, natural foam. She washes the clothes. The stains lift. She cleans the wound. No stinging, no chemical burn. The skin doesn't crack, but the children are bathed, and when they're done, their skin feels softer than before. No plastic bottle. No label. No purchase. Just a tree that has been doing this quietly for thousands of years. Now jump forward 50 years. A German chemist named Hager is analyzing plant compounds. He isolates something from the soapberry family, a compound called saponin. Under the microscope, he watches it do something that stops him cold. It behaves exactly like a surfactant, the active ingredient in every commercial soap ever made. It grabs oil molecules with one end. It grabs water molecules with the other. It physically rips grease, bacteria, and grime away from surfaces. He writes in his notes, translated later into English, "Nature has already solved this problem. We are merely repeating her work at great expense." At great expense. Stay with me, because this is where it gets personal. Fast forward to today. Millions of people are being diagnosed with contact dermatitis, eczema flare-ups, chemical sensitivities, all linked to the synthetic preservatives, sulfates, and artificial fragrances in commercial soap. Doctors prescribe creams. The creams have side effects. More products are recommended. The cycle deepens. And the whole time there's been a tree sitting there, producing fruit that cleans your skin, kills bacteria, and causes 0 allergic reactions in the overwhelming majority of people. What happens when you find out the solution was never hidden in a lab? It was hidden in plain sight. I know what you're thinking. If this is real, why doesn't everyone know? That's exactly the right question, and the answer is going to make everything click. Keep watching. This next part is the one they really don't want you to see. Let's talk about what's actually happening when you wash your hands with soap. Commercial soap works through synthetic surfactants, usually sodium lauryl sulfate or SLS. These molecules have a split personality. One end loves water, the other end loves oil. When they hit bacteria, they wedge into the cell membrane like a crowbar and physically tear it apart. It works. But SLS is also a known skin irritant. It disrupts your skin's acid mantle, the invisible protective barrier your body spent your entire life building. Every time you wash with conventional soap, you're not just cleaning your skin, you're partially dismantling its defense system. Now here's where saponins, the active compound in soapberries, do something remarkable. They perform the exact same mechanical action. Same split personality molecule, same ability to strip bacteria and oil from surfaces. But the molecular structure is different enough that it doesn't strip the skin's lipid barrier. It cleans without destroying. A 2018 study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that saponin-based cleaning solutions showed antimicrobial activity against E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus, the same pathogens that make hospitals obsessed with hand hygiene. Let me say that clearly. A berry from a tree kills the same bacteria as hospital-grade soap, and it biodegrades completely. No microplastics, no chemical runoff, no aquatic toxicity. The tree doesn't know it's disrupting a $55 billion industry. It's just doing what it's always done. Nature doesn't patent things. That's the problem. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to use this, step by step. What to get, what to do, how long it lasts. And I'm going to show you the real cost comparison that will make the math undeniable. But first, the history goes even deeper than you think. Soapberries, scientifically known as Sapindus mucorosii and its close relatives, have been used in documented human history for over 5 millennia. Egyptian texts describe fruit-based washing agents used by priests before sacred ceremonies. Why priests? Because they needed to be clean, truly clean. Not ceremonially clean, bacteriologically clean before handling food, bodies, and wounds. They didn't have microbiology, but they had results, and they trusted results. In ancient Rome, legionnaires traveling across Europe and North Africa carried dried soapberries in their packs. A Roman soldier's kit was remarkably similar to a modern survival kit, and the soapberry was as essential as the blade. They cleaned wounds in the field, they washed away blood and infection. Some historians credit Roman hygiene practices, centered around natural cleansing agents, as a partial explanation for why Roman armies could sustain campaigns across wildly different climates without being decimated by infection as frequently as their enemies. This is not folk medicine, this is documented military and medical history. And in South Asia, the Retha tree was so culturally embedded that its fruit was part of dowries. It was that valuable. Brides carried it into new households as a practical, essential resource, like bringing clean water. Somewhere between then and now, we were told to forget all of this. We were told that our grandmother's knowledge was primitive, that the only real hygiene came from a bottle with a laboratory logo. They lied. Let me show you the math. The average American family spends between $150 and $300 per year on soap, body wash, hand soap, laundry detergent, and household cleaning products. A 1 kilogram bag of organic, certified soapberries, enough for a family of 4 for an entire year of laundry, body washing, and household cleaning, costs between $12 and $20 online. Read that again. $12 to $20 for a full year, for an entire family, versus $150 to $300 minimum for the commercial alternative. And if you live in a region where the sapindus tree grows, parts of Asia, the American South, parts of Europe, you can harvest them yourself for free, completely free. The tree doesn't send invoices. The tree doesn't add a new and improved formula so you feel like the old version stopped working. The tree doesn't run ad campaigns making you feel unclean without their product. It just grows, year after year, producing more fruit than you could ever use. That's the threat. That's why you've never seen a soapberry commercial. You cannot build a $55 billion industry on something that grows on trees and costs nothing. Now, here's exactly how to use soapberries. No guesswork. For body washing and hand soap, take 4 to 5 dried soapberry shells. These are the dried fruit husks, usually sold as soap nuts online or in health food stores. Place them in a small muslin bag or even a sock tied at the end. Soak the bag in a cup of warm water for 2 to 3 minutes. Squeeze the bag until you see foam forming. That foam is pure saponin. That's your soap. Use that liquid directly on your skin. Lather, rinse. That's it. The same bag can be reused 8 to 10 times before the saponins are exhausted. When the shells turn gray and papery, they're done, and they go straight into compost. Zero waste, start to finish. For laundry, place 6 to 8 shells in the muslin bag. Toss it directly into the washing machine with your clothes. That's the entire instruction. No measuring, no risk of overdosing. Wash in warm water for maximum effectiveness. The shells can be reused 4 to 6 times per laundry load. For a stronger liquid concentrate, useful for dishes, countertops, and general cleaning, boil 15 to 20 shells in 4 cups of water for 20 minutes. Strain the liquid. Store it in a glass jar in the refrigerator. It keeps for up to 2 weeks. This concentrated liquid can replace your dish soap, your surface cleaner, your hand soap, and your body wash simultaneously. One ingredient, one process, everything replaced. Where to find it? Search soap nuts or soapberries on any major online marketplace. Look for organic, certified varieties. Indian brands are typically the most authentic and the most affordable. If you want to go further, search for Sapindus mucorosii saplings. In the right climate, USDA zones 7 through 11, you can grow your own tree. It takes 3 to 5 years to fruit. After that, lifetime supply, zero cost, forever. I promised you I would be honest. So here it comes. This is not magic. And it's not perfect for every situation. Soapberries work best in warm water. In cold water, saponin release slows down. So for cold water laundry, pre-soaking the bag in warm water for a few minutes before adding to the machine gives much better results. They also don't produce the thick, heavy lather that commercial soaps do, because that lather in commercial products is artificially boosted with foaming agents that have nothing to do with cleaning power. We've been conditioned to equate foam with cleanliness. That conditioning was engineered. But if the visual foam matters to you, know that the lower foam soapberry liquid is still cleaning. Foam is cosmetic. Saponin action is not. For very heavy-duty grease, think mechanic-level grime, you may want to combine the soapberry liquid with a small amount of baking soda to boost abrasive action. And if you have a known allergy to the Saponaceae plant family, which is exceptionally rare, test on a small skin patch first. I'm not telling you to throw every product out tomorrow. I'm telling you the truth, which is more than they ever did. Think about what we covered today. 5,000 years ago, a civilization with no laboratories, no chemistry degrees, no billion-dollar research budgets, figured this out. They figured out that a tree produces a compound that cleans skin, kills pathogens, preserves the body's natural defenses, and costs nothing. They passed that knowledge down, civilization by civilization, mother to daughter, soldier to soldier, healer to patient. And then, within the span of roughly 100 years, an industry decided that knowledge was too dangerous to be free. So they didn't destroy it. You can't destroy truth. They just stopped talking about it. They redirected attention. They built shelves. They created needs that didn't exist. They sold solutions to problems they quietly caused. But the tree kept growing. It kept producing fruit. It's been waiting. The ancient world knew this. Science confirmed it. And now, you know it. That knowledge is yours. It cannot be taken back. It cannot be unknown. And if you share this video, you're not just sharing a cleaning tip. You're passing down what they tried to erase. You're doing what every generation before us did, handing the truth to the next person in line. Every share is an act of preservation. Every person you tell is someone who doesn't have to pay for something that grows for free. They spent decades hiding this. It took you 11 minutes to find it. Don't let it stop here.